And out of business news, the federal government has unveiled guidelines for the implementation of the 0% duty rate and value-added tax exemption on certain basic food items. This is contained in a statement issued by spokesperson of the Nigeria Customs Service, Abdullahi Mawada, in Abuja. The NCS spokesperson said President Tinubu approved the guidelines through the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun. Recall that the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, in July announced the suspension of duties, tariffs and taxes on certain imported food items. The food items included maize, husked brown rice, wheat and cowpeas. According to NCS spokesperson, the policy is effective from 15th July and will remain in place until 31st December. The federal government has emphasized the need for a collaborative effort from all stakeholders and security agencies to protect critical power infrastructure. Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, said this in a statement in Abuja when members of the Civil Military Corporation, led by Adams Otako, paid him a courtesy visit. The minister stressed the importance of power infrastructure. The nation's industrial development could not be overstated and had become essential to protect all government assets scattered nationwide, while highlighting the Transmission Company of Nigeria had faced challenges due to theft-related issues in most states where high-voltage transmission lines had been tampered with by hoodlums. The minister commended the team for their efforts while calling for urgent action to discourage power theft, urging civil society groups to help government sensitize the public against such behavior. The world has set aside a day to celebrate young people and their contributions to society with a theme from cliques to progress, youth digital pathways for sustainable development. Dr. Femi Oladile, a business enthusiast, on a one-on-one chat with our business editor yesterday, emphasized the need for young adults to embrace technology to harness opportunities and fast-track sustainable development.
The government is doing with respect to the 3MTT, trying to...
Oh, we reported that. That's true. 3 million jobs.
Yes, trying to build digital skills. We would see that that's progress. Also, for every stakeholder in this business, you would recognize that they are doing something to up the tech skills of people, business owners, young people, trying to see how we can use technology to drive processes, dropping down cost. Because, for businesses, there are two drivers, revenue and cost. Yeah. If we cannot raise revenues, at least we can drop cost. And so that relationship, technology is really helping in that area. So I would say that technology is driving significant progress in the business world. Also, other areas that government, I have seen this particular administration make progress is assisting young people with skills and abilities to develop their tech skills.
Asian stocks were firm today, while the dollar remained on the back foot amid lower U.S. Treasury yields after benign consumer inflation data overnight reinforced bets for the Federal Reserve to start cutting interest rates next month. Regional markets took their lead from gains on Wall Street, with Japan's Nikkei rising 0.8% and Australia's stock benchmark up 0.14%. Japanese stocks got extra impetus from data showing that the economy rebounded strongly in the second quarter. Chinese blue chips added 0.7%, getting additional support from expectations for more stimulus from Beijing amid another batch of economic data. Hong Kong's Hang Seng, however, slipped 0.2%. U.S. S&P 500 futures pointed 0.16% higher after the caution index advanced 0.4% on Wednesday, buoyed by the slowest rise in the consumer price index in more than 3 years. Pan-European stocks 50 futures rose 0.38%. Well, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics' latest CPI report, consumer prices slowed to 2.9% year-on-year compared to June's 3%. On a month-on-month basis, prices rose 0.2% after posting a 0.1% decline compared to the year before. Price hikes slowed more than expected in July, and for the first time in more than 3 years, the consumer price index has landed below 3%. This paves the way for the Federal Reserve to cut rates next month after a year-long battle with inflation that sent rates to a 23-year high. Britain's official figure shows that UK's economy surged 0.6% in the second quarter of 2024, and that's in line with the economists' expectations and building on a rapid 0.7% recovery in the first quarter of the year after a shallow recession in the second half of 2023. Office for National Statistics said Britain's level of gross domestic product remains unchanged, in line with economists' forecast compared with a year earlier at 0.7% higher. Economics Director at the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, Soren Thiru, said the figures confirmed the UK's recovery from recession picked up steam in the second quarter, despite strike action and wet weather causing activity to flatline in June. The director said he expected growth would slow in the second half of 2024 due to interest rates, which remain near a 16-year high, despite this month's Bank of England cut, and also persistent supply constraints and slower wage growth. Recall that the BOE raised its annual growth forecast for 2024 to 1.25% from 0.5% due to stronger than expected start to the year and an expectation of 0.7% quarter-on-quarter growth in 3 months to June. And crude oil prices rose today, supported by optimism that potential U.S. interest rate cuts will boost economic activity and fuel consumption through concerns over slower global demand curbed gains. U.S. West Texas Intermediate rose to $77.28 per barrel with an uptick of 0.39%. Brent crude futures are also experienced an upsurge of 0.33% to sell at $80.02 per barrel. Bonner Light fell $86 per barrel with a downward price margin of 0.72%, and for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers offer $80.78 per barrel with an upward price review of 1.23%.